Oh, random tech rant. Hold on, let me get a chair. I don't hate technology. Not inherently. This is gonna be a rant. Get ready. Get ready. This is gonna be a rant. I did grow up somewhat anti-computer. I didn't understand how they fit into my life. I was like, get these things out of my room. All they cause is headaches. I failed computer class in school. I half-assed it. I just didn't give a fuck, right? Um, Even my mother and father resisted getting cell phones for years after the pack. Like they're just like didn't get them. Dad had one for work for a while, and every time he'd be playing a video game, and like it would buzz in his pocket, he would completely jump. And I get that now because I think he's okay. That's um. Then something shifted. I've always liked retro things and hands-on things and brain-on activities. And when I found that Commodore 64 from 1982 in the original box, I took it home. I put a new, I forget what they call it, PID chip or something, PDA chip or something. And it was really cool. It was an immersive experience. It was like you and I are in this together. We are learning. And just from that little bit I learned about coding from the Commodore, displayed to me in plain sight how artificial computers really are. Now, there's usually analog to digital to analog, so it's a real person usually, more on that later, making something and then converting it into ones and zeros so you can manipulate them. It's easy to manipulate a number. Then it gets spat back out and you interpret it as a symbolic realness. You interpret it and make it analog again. But they're overdoing it. This tech shit is overdoing it. I don't care about the new iPhone 900. I don't give a fuck. Keep it. Keep it. I don't care about anything that's advertised with a fucking AI voice. And I've dug into AI so I'm not blind about it. For a while there I was just no touch because I hated it. Then I'm like, how can you properly hate something you don't know anything about? So I dove in. I won't get into that right now. And it was very revealing. And I get almost stomach sick at this point. Almost sick to my actual blood and gut stomach when I see ads that are like, your business needs AI. Your business does not fucking need AI. Your business needs real people. Your business needs real fucking people. And I don't mean just flesh and blood. I mean people who are real people. And I'm gonna come off looking tinfoil cap. I don't give a shit anymore. You know that's not fully what it is. Life is not black and white. You can't convert everything to a 1 or a 0. I've done that for a lot of my life, and believe me, it doesn't work. Believe me, it's dangerous. You got to understand nuance, spectrum, vague, and gray, and maybe even throw in appreciation for the unknown, appreciation for mystery. You can't quantitate everything. You know this. Haven't you watched any Twilight Zone? Haven't you watched any Black Mirror? Haven't you read any sci-fi? Haven't you just felt something on the wind? Haven't you just looked around and felt something was wrong? Haven't you just looked at a situation and said they shouldn't have done that? Haven't you seen somebody suffer because nobody was in a box? Haven't you seen somebody suffer because nobody was there to say this is wrong? There was a number in the fucking box. Let's bring Jesus Christ into this. Imagine you're trying to talk to Jesus directly because you were feeling desperate or love or whatever the fuck you were feeling where you want to talk to Jesus Christ directly. Then imagine, this analogy I kind of came up with before, so this isn't off the cuff like everything else, but I'm not reading it though. It's something like this. You're like, help Jesus. I'm just going through some hard times and I just need a shoulder essentially, or an ear, or whatever you need from whatever you feel you need that you're lacking. So you're already coming from a point of lack, right? But we all lack something. So you walk in and you're just like, help. And Jesus says 0105 or 01010. And you're like, what? Let's try this again. Jesus, please. Or let's not even make a binary code. Jesus says 12. And you're like, 12? You shake your head. You're like, I know Jesus loves me, so let's try again. And you're like, I just lost both my parents. You know, I have this, that, and the third. You know, insert variables that bring you, either trigger you or you're really going through, or insert your real variables into this computer. But then the computer doesn't give a shit. I'm not saying Jesus is a computer. I'm saying that people are holding technology to such a high regard as if it has answers. And it doesn't. I'm sorry. The answers are more organic. You can use it to compute, and it can do a lot. It can do a lot. I'm actually really impressed. I plugged in some poetry and short stories into an AI model on Duck.ai. I was impressed. I was like, this is amazing. You basically nailed the meaning, and then I had it summarized in less and less words. It was a poem I have called Paper Stars, and I'm like, summarize the whole poem in 2 words. It said, environmental despair, or something like that. I'm like, ooh, okay. So I have a respect for AI. I'm not scared of it like it's going to come to my door. And if it does, we'll spray some water at it. Yes, I'm angry. I have the right to be, and there's valid reasons. I think I'd be embarrassed if I was angry, but I didn't know why. So, back to the Jesus thing. You seriously, you come to this thing, be it a deity, technology, whatever, and it just spits out a number. That's all this shit does. It's just you're confused because the number's converted back into colors or sounds. And on a pet peeve note, I'm absolutely tired of seeing fake shit online that when you first view it, you're like, okay, it's obviously fake, and you start scrolling, but then you see people like in the comments, it'll be online obviously, you see people in the comments like, wow, I want one, where can I buy it? You're like, it's not fucking real, it's not real, nobody's selling it. They're selling your attention, they're not selling the product. We're almost sick of it, and I'm very optimistic for the future, if you can believe it. I'm very optimistic. We don't need everybody to see the bullshit. We just need a slight majority. If we had 53%, that might be enough. And okay, now I'm getting tangential, I apologize. I personally can't buy from Amazon. I had to once because there was just this engine adapter I needed, and I had a friend order it. And then I had to one other time because I needed an SD card with maps of US and Canada on it for a trip. I hate Amazon. I tried to use it because I'm like, oh yeah, isn't it a bookstore? And I tried to buy a book and it was like 3 times the price I could have got on eBay. I'm like, and it is political, but it wasn't at first. It was just like, you're just too big. And now it's like, and I am a person who does not watch the news. I do not watch the news. I used to be embarrassed about that, like I wasn't doing my part as a human. No, I can honor people's struggles in a different way, trust me. I go outside sometimes and I can sniff something on the wind, it feels like, where I'm like, something's wrong or something's fine. It goes both ways. And let's get on the positive note. There are times, actually, I don't even think this rant is negative. This rant's not negative. Holy shit. This rant is not negative. It's imbued with a little bit of passion, but it's not negative. We're sick of it. I think there's going to become a time where I boycott the internet. But then it reminds me of like, well, don't throw everything out because there is good in it. Believe me, there's that too. Holy shit. I think it's a personal thing at this point where I need to remember to take the good with the bad on the same plate and be able to stomach them instead of doing what I normally do and consuming them on 2 absolutely separate plates. Where it's like, let's take all this glory and euphoria and then let's just go on a binge of darkness. Like, I need to integrate. And I have made progress. Believe me, I've made progress. I know I have. But for right now, I just want to rant about technology. There's times where I feel like I wish I died before 1984. And then there's times where I'm like, this is the place for you, man. You can shine here. Like, this is the place and time. And part of me was really disappointed to see it's turning into real sci-fi. And then a big part of me is like, this is exciting now. Everything's out the window. And you can fight for what you really care about. with less apology now, because people see the fiery background. People see that, but it's not all doom and gloom. There's somebody who wants you to think it is. There's something that wants you to lose hope, it seems like, almost. And I've not lost hope yet. I'm not even close. I have days where I've personal lost hope. Like, I feel like there's nothing that's going to get me out of this pit. But then I just, like, push. And then, like, remember that I'm not the only one, and remember that that's actually good and not a bad thing, because sometimes you want to be the only one on earth suffering, like the fucking guy on Green Mile who spits up flies. Except I absorb this shit, and I don't know how to purge the flies yet. And I used to not believe myself when I thought, am I like an empath? Am I feeling other people's emotions? Yeah. Whether it's real or I'm making myself do it, doesn't matter. I'm feeling other people's emotions. It doesn't mean I can read your mind. It doesn't mean I can sit here cranium to cranium and be like, you are listening to Spotify in your head. Like, it's different than that. It's much worse. It's like how I used to describe a fit of anger or rage. It's like you're you're at the epicenter of a blast radius, but you're absorbing the energy into your center instead of blowing outward. It's like a reverse bomb. And sometimes I'm proud to hold it. I'm like, yeah, I'm edgy, and and it does give you motivation and passion. There's no fucking two ways about it. But know this too, because I'm kind of worried about somebody finding this and thinking I'm like off the hinge, which I can be. But right now it feels like that righteous anger. To me, there's brands of anger. There's like base anger, chip on your shoulder anger, inflammatory anger, righteous anger, if I already say that. Like a justice anger, and that's how I feel right now. I'm in my justice anger. And I want to remind people, why do I even feel compelled to do this? I want to remind people that if they're like seeing this guy on camera and like, oh man, this shit is not made up. I'm sorry to admit it. This shit isn't made up. That doesn't mean you have to take it yet. So go ahead and leave if you want. But because I'm the most negative and positive person I've met so far. I'd take all comers. I'm so excited. God, it's so fucking strange. It's so strange because I'm also so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be part. I have so much shit I gotta do. Like, I got some shit I gotta do. And it's hard to focus when your brain is always coming up with new ideas and you're like, I want to do this. But so the name of the game right now is still purging a lot of these physical projects I had laid out. Because I think down the road, if I'm here and ready and willing, I just go find a similar project. I don't need to stockpile this stuff. It's not worth the lot rent. So, and there's part of me just wants to retreat into my own world, which I might still have to do for a while. Because when I bathe in my own energy, I'm nourished sometimes. Sometimes it's kind of spirally. You want that perspective to ground you. Other times you're sitting here like, I'm so excited to be alive. Like, I was just reading a book once in my car a week ago. And I remember almost just grinning because I was just so happy to just, I don't know, have nothing expected of me and just be here reading a book. And I'm going to do some more of that in the future. Or even in between doing some stuff I need to do. So, love you. See ya. If you stayed to the end, special thanks. If I'm posting this on my Milk channel, which I probably am, I think I have 12 actual followers. I have 75 subscribers. I think I have 12 followers. And thanks to whoever the 12 are, 12, if I had 12 consistent, I think that's good enough. I never did chase the numbers, I knew that was a slippery slope in a bad way. The only slippery slope that's not in a bad way, I guess, is a sledding hill. I'll see ya.